What is this?
20.
This is the 20th.
I guess they are going on.
Almost
May 20th.
Somewhere in the country, about 30 or 40 miles.
Well, this is Bible prophecy, lesson number 175. We're going to look into the dry bones prophecy in Ezekiel. I got several signs of the times and a few scriptures that go along with them before we get to the dry bones prophecy. Anybody remember the dry bones prophecy?
No, and I'm afraid of 4.
Okay.
That's the scripture they found in Messiah.
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that. Okay, well, we'll open class with a word of prayer. Blessed are you, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, our creator and maker, and the one in whom we live and move and have our being. We're thankful for the rain that you've provided for us, and just as you provide for all of our needs at just the right time. And so we ask your Holy Spirit to be here with us and to help us understand these words that you have left from your prophet Ezekiel. And help us to understand the signs of the times, Lord, because we realize that your coming is very near. And we look forward to seeing you coming on the clouds of heaven. And we pray all this in Christ's name. Amen. Okay. One long time ago, in lesson 174, seems like a long time to me, 2 whole weeks. Well, from lesson 174, which were just basically a smattering of the signs all over the newspaper, it's pretty much evident that our country, as well as the world, is removing God from every aspect of life. You can remember back Madeleine Murray O'Hair. She sued to get God out of our schools. And what has been the result of that? Well, Holy Spirit is a gentleman. He left. And what did he leave behind? Well, talk to the people in Santa Fe. They can tell you about what happens when God leaves. And so consequently, if we're going to do that, we're going to reap the rewards. And we are at this moment in time. We have violated the command of marriage and basically said, hey, marriage, it's fluid. You can marry same sex. Pretty soon we'll be marrying horses and cows. I mean, where do you draw the line? The morality of our nation as well as the world is going down the porcelain facility. And now, to make the claim that you are a man or a woman, why, that's almost heretical, because we know that gender is fluid. Hi there.
Hi.
Or at least so the experts in psychology would have us believe. It's just baffling to me where we have come. When I grew up, you couldn't get elected dog catcher if you just had a divorce. These days, you have to disavow marriage and gender in order to be acceptable in the world. We no longer teach the truth of our nation's founders and how they were devout Christians. We don't want to talk about history anymore because history, that implies that there is a God and he's in control of things. Because you can't study history and the founding of this nation and come away concluding that it all happened by an accident. Because every time our founding fathers came to a place where they couldn't agree on anything, they stopped and they would pray for a day or longer until they came to an understanding. They put their faith in God. And sadly, I wish they would have added a few more things before they quit. Because they made the stupid assumption that this was a Christian nation. And consequently, all the laws that they made had the implied understanding that we were a Christian nation. We're not a nation that was founded by the Hindus or the Muslims or the Sikhs or anybody else. we believe, and they believed, that we would always be a Christian nation and that good men would always be in control. And in fact, you couldn't be elected to a Senate position or a Congress position unless you were a minister of a local congregation. That's how far we've come. Our national institutions have become instruments of destruction upon those who hold God and His Word holy. Just look around at the laws of the land. You got a baker, doesn't want to bake cake that says same-sex marriage is on it, and he thinks that's an anathema. Oh, well, we'll sue him, put him out of business. And that's what's happened. So it's a sad commentary on where we are, yeah.
If you look at all the colleges, they started out Christian, and now what they're teaching, huge left, huge.
Yeah.
Forget the right, they're jerks. And they're the one teaching our kids, our grandkids.
That's right. I know when I went to school, I was subject to a progressive ideology that I did not know at the time. But I embraced it because all of these smart professors held it. And as someone once said, if you are 22 years old and not a liberal, you don't have a heart. If you're 40 years old and not a conservative, you don't have a brain. And that's,
You're deplorable.
yeah. I'm proud to be it, by the way. Proudly deplore it.
What were you conserving?
Conserving? Well, conservatives it's an ideology. It's almost coincidental with Christianity in the sense that, we look at things that, if a man doesn't work, he shouldn't eat. Well, we have, in our country, we have said, oh, well, if you can't work, we'll provide you with food. And what that has done is reduced the initiative from anybody to go out and get a job. So you see society going down like this. And here's what happens. The end result of that can be seen graphically in a place called Venezuela, which 20 years ago was a beautiful place. It is destroyed itself. It's destroyed itself because of these ideologies that, you don't have to work. Government will provide it all. And they will, as long as you will give them control over your life. They will provide everything for you until they've given away all of your money, and then there is none, and then, well, look at Venezuela.
Just like Yahoo and Google now, you are able to steal all of your information.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting that it seems that all of the powers of information transfer over the airwaves, all controlled by liberal thoughts. And I think that that was by design.
Well, I used to think the mark of the beast was a man. Now I think the beast is in that computer, all our technology, because it's destroying everything, and it starts with our kids.
Well, you can see how the net is getting closer now, because we will probably see, if we live that long, in the next few months, you're going to see money being removed from the sphere of transaction. It will all be done digitally because it's so much easier to move bits around than it is dollar bills around. But what happens when you do that? You give control now to something. Government.
Another thing, my granddaughter, who's going on 22 and goes to Moody Institute, supposed to be a very Christian college, and it is for the most part, but she has a class there that's on apologetics. And her instructor has told everybody in that class, it's okay to swear all you want. You can use the F word, you can blah, 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 as long as you're bringing them to Christ.
Yeah. We had, the only time we ever had an argument.
It's just a word.
It's the only time we had an argument with our family. We've had our family for how many years? And it got hot because she was one and her other grandson, two of them, they've been at school. And what, you don't say those words like that. Some words, kids don't do that.
Oh, it's just a word.
It's just a word, it doesn't matter. I've been teaching her, this is a Christian college, Moody.
That's just bizarre.
Yeah, we define the word, we went into all that. And they don't use the words, but they say, it's okay. I mean, they're going out there to preach to these underprivileged people and in these areas of, despondency and despair. And so, if they're all using that kind of terms, you should be using that too so that you fit in. So, my thing is, well, we're talking about righteousness here, and you want them to be like you, not you to be like them. But boy, kids nowadays.
Well,
Drives me crazy.
it's a sad commentary on where our education system is, and that's a Christian community too,
Yes,
Moody.
very Christian.
It's flat
And
out broke.
so, that to me is a bankrupt philosophy. We are to be a shining light. We're not supposed to turn the light off so we can draw people. You turn the light on. So, boy, well, it's gonna get worse. And the next bullet point, drug abuse has become a national way of life. Look at Colorado. Boy, are they happy. Look at all of the money that's flowing in on taxing that marijuana. I assume California is the same way. They're all making big bucks because, well, the drug business, if you can't beat them, join them and tax them. And that seems to be the philosophy of our country. I mean, if you don't have God in your life, if there is no Christ in your life, life is difficult. It's painful. Therefore, we need to smooth out the pain. Just take a drag of that marijuana. Make you feel good.
Or pain pills.
Yeah, pain pills.
No, I already took it, thank you. I'm happy.
How do you think he gets through this class?
Drugs, heavy drugs.
Heavy druggie. Okay. The signs of the times. What do we got? Thousands of Gaza Hamas thugs attacked Israel for $100 a day. They stir up all the population. We give those people millions of dollars, and they're supposed to.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Well, I'm just saying, in the past we have, and what have they done with it? Well, they paid people to go out and kill Israelis. Or like this, show up and burn a tire, and we'll give you $100 a day, all expenses paid, and be sure and try to shoot or kill an Israeli every day. But basically what Hamas has done is they've used all these people as pawns. So while they're out there demonstrating, Hamas was trying to put bombs and put in IEDs and things so that they could set them off later. Well, the Israeli snipers are not stupid. They know who's doing what. So they picked them off. And even Hamas agreed that, 50 of their fighters got killed. Planting bombs. Boy.
Well, they killed 30,000 of them, actually.
Yeah.
Amir was giving a thing on it, and you could see, and of course he lives right by Megiddo, and you could see in the background, the Valley of Armageddon, and the jets taking off to go on. Yeah.
Well, it's just a sad commentary that our money is paying for these idiots. And the cash, by the way, is coming from Iran. Wonder where Iran got all the cash.
Oh, my God.
Surprise, surprise. Yep.
Obama, the Muslim.
Yeah, well, he gave them billions of dollars in cash, knowing full well what they were going to do with it. They turned right around and built IEDs, which killed our troops in Iran and in Iraq. Yeah. Makes you recall, at least from the Israeli perspective, God told them when they go into the land, what are you supposed to do? Well, but if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall be that those of whom you let remain shall be irritants in your eyes and thorns in your side, and they shall harass you in the land wherein you dwell. Moreover, it shall be that I will do to you as I thought to do to them. Israel does not, they're a secular country right now. In fact, you might call them a valley of dry bones. They look like they're alive, but they're not. Oops. Trump declares U.S. leaving horrible Iran nuclear accord. And of course, this was the story of Donald Trump. He just left that nuclear agreement high and dry. But the international folks, they're saying, oh, we should keep this. Obama is lobbying to keep it. And you see, yeah, Perry, is it Perry? What's his name?
John
Kerry. I knew it was one of those Perrys.
He's an idiot too.
Yes. It said, Iran agreed to restrictions on its nuclear program, making it impossible to produce a bomb and establishing rigorous inspections. Who wrote that one, I wonder?
Yeah.
Rigorous inspections, oh, by the way, you can inspect anywhere you want, but you have to give us a month in advance notice of where you want to inspect. Oh, and by the way, this, our bases, they're off limits. So you can't inspect the, who's kidding who here? That is the end. Now,
I was pitching, that was my understanding of this.
what have you been pitching? I hardly got to say a word.
Are you saying we talk too much?
See what I have to put up with here?
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do next time? A lot of things have happened since we have done and gone through Revelation. Would you like to do that again, or, because I would like to start like with Revelation chapter 4, and go through what we have learned since we did it the last time. Things are happening so fast now that it would be worthwhile looking at that again, huh?
You haven't done Ezekiel or Jeremiah.
Well, I don't think we have time for Ezekiel or Jeremiah, but I can do this. How would you like to do, I can do them bones, them dry bones. In Ezekiel 37. Okay, I will do Ezekiel 37 and 38 next time. Because that's
Honoring his wife's request.
I have to live with her.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get beat up. If the class doesn't hang me, my wife is gonna beat me up.